numbers at the top, and then you haven't got to scroll down. So this should fire up now. That's switched on. Perfect. The temperature, yep, they've come on because the temperature's up. So we are looking good on the pressure. This system can take loads and loads. The pump's turned off, which is perfect. I don't think this is actually ever going to generate enough pressure, to be honest. Hello, Vikings. Welcome back to Stationeers. Hope you all enjoyed the last episode. Doing a bit of programming. What we're going to do is finish the power room up today. But just before we jump into that, what I wanted to discuss, there has been an update, which has got me all excited. I already knew, excuse me, rockets were a thing in the game. But now they've put automated rockets in, so you can send up modules to go get you ice or salvage. So that's going to be really interesting. So now, there's no immediate rush. I'm still having fun building the base, but there's definitely an excitement to advance the game and start getting onto some of the bigger stuff. Like, I think for our first rocket flight, we're going to have to go up in it, if we can go up in it. And then we'll look at the automation after that. So I think the next stage, really, we need to get a rover after this, as well as automating all this stuff at some point. But I think just to mix it up and move away from the automation side of things for a little bit, let's aim to get that rover up and running. Just purely because, as well, I'm having to go slightly further afield, because I haven't played around with the rarity of the ores. I'm having to go further afield for ice now, for the H2O, not that I'm running out, and I'm having to go further afield for gold. So yeah, I think a rover would become in handy. Also, speaking of water, they have added a few things. I can't remember exactly what the patch said they've added, but they've added a few liquid things. I think if we now filter this out, we have got a drain for one. I don't know what that I'm guessing that's just used for tipping water away, but we can always have a look at, or that might actually be used for chucking ice on the floor in a hot room, I suppose, and gathering up the H2O that melts off of it. I think the digital valve's new, and the pipe meter's new, and I think, I didn't pay attention to this before, but I think maybe the liquid wall cooler's new as well. So they said they got a few more things to come for the liquid system as well. So that'd be interesting. But it was mainly a rocket update, I think, this time around, which is cool. It hasn't really changed anything going on in the base, which is good. I haven't got to go rush around like I did with episode 2 of getting hydration going and stuff. So we can just crack on and finish this room off. And then if there's time at the end, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what we do. So, what we were going to do for this room is, let's get our tank in. So I'm going to have a tank here, like so. I suppose it doesn't really matter where it is. I want it to look, I've got to come back around to the way I wanted it now. There we go. I suppose we're going to have it dead center. We need to obviously run a port off of that, which is fine because we can run over here, I suppose. So we'll run straight into there actually. Happy days. Get that hooked up into there. Okay, so we're also going to need a gas sensor in this room. Excuse me. Just so we can read the pressure and temps in this room. For that, we can have It doesn't really matter where we put it. I suppose you're not going to let it go there. But we possibly could have it here. Have it right there. And then get you over there. Can do is this episode is going to be a bit of fiddliness. Just setting it all up, and then we'll get onto coding because I wanted to automate this part as well. So let's split this wire for now. Chuck half in there, half there, just in case we need the red. Oh, look at that. The generator's come on. Yeah, we're at 20%. So now that should keep trying to go until it reaches 80%. I don't know if we're going to have enough coal in there for that. We'll find out. That should hook that into that network, which they're on. And what else can we do? What else can we do? We wanted a gas sensor in this room as well, which, to be honest, we can just mimic this. Because why not? As they say. Okay. And what we really need to do is pull in room sensor. Cooling tank. Might as well do this while we're here. Oh, we're getting some hot temperatures in here now. Or we were. Generator. Sensor. Okay. Okay. Trying to think what we can do now is actually get this room so no, not yet. Not yet. Not wall coolers. I need an active vent. That is going to tell you what, we can have it there, and this is the thing. I wish everything had a different network port. Just because if you're going to run network for stuff, like I was trying with the different colours, it would be nice. But as soon as you get to stuff like this, it's got a singular port for power and thing. This has got a singular port for power and data, so it kind of makes it a bit redundant to set outward. What's the word I'm looking for? Trying to have different colours for stuff like this. So what we're going to have is that is going to pull from this room over to this room. That's going to be the blow-off one, which I never connected a passive vent to, so I need to do that. But I need to get up to this one. So probably going to come out there straight along, up and along to there, because this is our main line for that. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that quickly. Oh, no, we'll just chuck you there so we know that you need to go back in. And what we're going to want to do is set up this volume pump. Perfect. That will be cool. We're like having them in a little sneaky place. But they're gonna need radiating off as well. Mind you, they can radiate air into the room. But will that work? It's gonna be counterproductive, no? They're gonna need to radiate outside. Yeah. That ain't gonna work. Put them. I was like, oh, we could be sneaky and hide them there. But then I was like, we're gonna need to. And it was a very valid point, by the way. Those of you that pointed out about why don't I just spread the ore out, the ingots out between all the machines? And as I said in my comment, I have no idea why I keep taking them all out of one machine and putting them into another. But one of these days, I'm going to sort that out. Eventually, we'll get around to it with everything else. Alright, I'm going to need some more cable actually. Let's get some cable on the go. And we've got no copper. See, I'm learning. We're spreading it out, guys. Spreading it out. Call in tank up. Excellent. Could you imagine this episode sponsored by Marvel? Do it, Marvel. You won't regret it. Right. We want. Oh, this. You can have a console that has a dual port, but it's not a console monitor. That's not what I want. But that kind of does answers that theory a little bit. Right, I tell you what, while that storm's still raging and we can't go outside and put the radiators on, let's do shoots. Shoot mania. And you've seen how these work. But again, we're just going to do temperature and pressure displays. So we'll get these set up, and then I think then we can get to the fun bit, which is the coding. I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. At least these are all facing the right way. I love the fact that he's self-right. This is going to be gent room, gent room, tank, tank. Where we go? I knocked the mouse. Tank. Tank room. And tank room. Tank ROM. Tank room. Thank you. So we're gonna do cooling room sensor pressure. Happy days. Can I have my disc back, please? And temperature. And then we're going to do tank. Cooling tank. Which should be nothing at the moment, because there should be nothing in there. This was tank room, wasn't it? Cooling room sensor, yeah. And then generator sensor. It was generator room sensor, wasn't it? That's what we wanted. Generator sensor. So there's already pressure in there. Finite amount. But it's nice and toasty in there. Okay, so like I said, what we needed to do is first, let's slap a little bit more pressure in there. Where did it go? Oh, we left it upstairs. Whoops. Where did I put it? Up here. Hopefully we don't blow this out, because that would be disastrous. I mean, we'll see how we get on with that, but I think that for now should be enough pressure in there, but we'll see how we get on. So what we're going to need to do is, there's one thing we need to change, and just to get an extra pin available, because we are actually going to use all the pins on the circuit board now. So what we're looking for in here is where we were calling up the maximum charge. What we can see there is it has actually nine. I didn't have this pre-written down. Oh dear, we need some food. 9 9000001. Now we know that is the maximum possible charge. So that needs to go into the coding, so we can get rid of the pin. So for that to work, I'm going to need some food as well. See how far we can get before I start dying. So we need to change the battery, and we are here. Okay, so we're loading battery max in with the battery maximum. What we need to do is do a store, I think. Do a save. So, not load. Restores register to a device. Nope. Maybe is it define? I'm trying to think how we can create a label that will be replaced throughout the program with the provided thing. Okay, maybe we could do that. And so we want to define battery max as 9121210. So in theory, if we now get rid of this, and then what we're going to do is ask store maximum charge, battery charge, and we're just going to multiply that by 4. That should work. I say it should work. We'll see. And we've got flashing. So unknown error line at 5. Why? Because we've got an alias, that's why. It's not a define. You doofus. You doofus. Now try. That all seems to be working fine. So hopefully we haven't made no dramatic changes there. Whew. Right. So now, what we're going to do is we are going to assign some actual pins actually first. Let's actually get the cooling tank on here. All coolers, nope. Tank room, nope. Tank. Why have I got two? Okay, because they're tank consoles. But I named this, didn't I? The cooling tank. Hopefully I did. Cooling tank. There we go. Right. That's cooling tank. Then we're going to have 4. Oh no, sorry. I've done this wrong. This was actually the pump. Cooling tank pump. And then we were going to have the vent for the generator room. And then the cooling tank. Right. So Now we've got rid of that pin. What we're going to do here is D0 is now going to become the tank pump D0, and then we're going to add generate event to D4, and then we want the tank temperature stored in D5. And what we're going to do down here is do another alias, which is going to be temperature, and we're going to store that in R4. I don't think I've used the R4 yet. Just make sure. Nope. So we're going to take a little bit what we learnt from the cooling of the funky house, and we're going to define, like keeping these separate, define our cooler or coolers, and we'll just do it this way instead of me typing it in. So what we're basically doing, that looked different, just looks a bit different. Is this new? I think so. So you got the wall cooler, you don't want the kit, you want this one, and just copy this, and this allows you to batch write to everything that has that hash number that is on that particular network that you're working on this on. So with that being said, what we're going to do is under here now, just jump it into this slot. We're going to load the temperature, which we've now stored on R4, from the tank temp. Yep. And we're going to want to take the temperature. That's just basically asking for the temperature of the tank and storing it under the under the temperature alias. And then we're going to set greater than, and we're going to store this on R5, and we are going to ask, well, is the temperature greater than 273 kelvins? And that is set onto that for I think that's 0 degrees Celsius. I think that's the number I picked for that. And then if it is, it's going to batch write to the coolers on with R5, because now stored in R5 would be a state of 1. And then the only other thing we need to do is we need to tell the system that, hey, every time you switch the generator on, go ahead and switch, if I saved it right, switch the what am I looking for? The gen vent, that's the one. So if it is, switch the gen vent on to 1 as well. However, if we're not going to use it, then can you just switch the gen vent to 0, switching it off. And then there's one other thing that I just thought about I needed to add, but I didn't actually put it in here, which we can put it right under here actually, which is, so now we know if the temperature is greater than 0, it's going to switch on, but if the temperature is less than, and store on R5, temperature 273. Can you save R5? No, I must think about this now. No, we need a branch chain, I think, for this. I think. If it is less than so if temperature is less than 273, go to because we're going to want to do the tank pump, so we're going to want to flush tank, but if it is greater than 273, suppose we could do flush tank on, flush tank off. And then for this we'll do flush tank on, should we save. So all we're going to do here is just tell it to vent if it is below the right temperature. Tank pump D0 on 1, and that can then jump. Oh, we haven't decided where we want it to jump to yet, and this will be flush tank off, tank pump on, 0 jump. So this is going to jump to line 41, and this will jump to line 41 as well to carry on. If none of that is actually, then jump 42. I just have to remember to change that unless I put another start in there. So that should all work now. Fingers crossed, I've done it alright. Export. Right, that should be working. So that is, well, that is on now. Which it shouldn't be. You're not on. It's fine. My guy's about to get dehydrated. Why is the tank pump coming on? This is the stuff that we need to figure out. And this is what's going to make it a long episode, you see. Because I didn't think about this part of the code until just now. Right, so let's think about this logistically. So it's telling the thing to come on. If it is less than 273, which, let me just double check. 273 Kelvin. Zero in Kelvin is 273. Okay, so If it is less than 273, it's going to go to flush tank on. If it's greater than, it's going to go to flush tank off. Jump 42. So it should just jump that. Why has it come on? Have I got this right way around? Sure I have. Less than. If A is less than B. If the temperature is less than B, go to that one. Yeah, for some reason they're on. The coolers are not on. Oh, because it is. Because there's no temperature there. I'm so stupid. I'm looking at the room temperature. Sorry guys, I'm looking at the room temperature. And yeah, so it is working. Right. With that being said, let's just quickly, to end the episode, I will take this and let's just print some railings quickly. Just to stop everything going everywhere. Get like 3 railings, I think. I'm so silly. I was like, no, I'm sure I got the maths right on this. And then I just realised that, of course, right, that should trap the coal in there. Of course, you need to, whoops. Right, so this has just got coal in it. Yeah, what I was about to say, you need to look at the right room. Oops, right consoles. This should now. Did I make a faux pas? I did. I didn't turn the whole system on. Whoops. There we go. This should start sending coal this way now. Or I probably just got the thing stuck down there, watch. Oh no, there comes the coal. So the coal is now separating and going, some of it going up and some of it coming down here. You can see it's stored. So, just make sure that came out up here alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the I got one piece up there. Whoopity whoop. Right, so, and I got the belt back. Yep. I don't know why this system still amazes me that it works. So let's just adjust the code quickly so we can get temperature readings coming up on the screen. So what we're going to do is we'll leave that at 80, but we're going to set this to 60. And what we can actually do is we can actually define the numbers up here. And then that way you haven't got to scroll down to find them. So I could always tidy that up a little bit by just defining the numbers at the top, and then you haven't got to scroll down. So this should fire up now. That's switched on. Perfect. The temperature, yep, they've come on because the temperature's up. So we are looking good on the pressure. This, I mean, this system can take loads and loads. The pump's turned off, which is perfect. I mean, I don't think this is actually ever going to generate enough pressure, to be honest, to break the tank. The pressure's dropped in this room because this room has now got stupidly cold. So we can always do with putting some more in there. And the temperature of the tank's now coming down. which is fine. That's perfect. Up this to back up to 6. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to automate when they come on as well, which would be really simple to do. That won't take too long to do in an episode. Okay, so just the one vent, which is good, is what I was worried about. The one vent is actually keeping this pressure nice and low. Temperature's not getting up in there. Well, it's spiking. But the pressure's not in there, so we don't need to worry about the temperature getting stupidly high in there. Pressure's building in here. Pressure's obviously coming down in this room, because this room is getting really, really cold now, which is fine. Yeah, my only worry is now, is this system actually costing us more power than it is actually producing? Which can't be true. I mean, can we see? I would need my other card. Yeah, if we got it in here. The network analyzer. I should be able to see how much power is actually. I might put another dial up here actually, so I can see the. Oh, I've literally got everything. What's coming out of? We're actually getting 20 kilowatts out of that. That's pretty good, eh? Pretty good. And temperature's coming right down in there, so we should now automatically see. Let's just save this quickly. So library, create new auto generator with cooldown. Okay, and we can switch that off. Perfect. So, yep, now the temperature's below 0. That's going to start sending that off upstairs. Which is perfect, because it can be used to cool down all my tanks upstairs. And that's just perfect. So what I'm actually going to do is, now that's working, let's change this back to 20. And save that again. And export it. And we're done. So this room is done. All we're going to do in here at some point is put some lights up, give it a bit of paint, and that is it. We're finished. So that's one room done, guys. Quite happy with it. We will add pressure to this room with the rest of the base, so we can just walk in here with our helmet off. I am probably going to look at moving or just copying this dial out here, so in this main part of the room. I'm thinking about putting screens up here, maybe moving these ideas along to here or something and putting screens all around this corner. That's going to get general feedback. Like, I want a screen up here that's going to have network cables coming from the funky house, giving us readings about the temperature and pressure down there, just so we can, without having to go down into each possible room, I just know I can get a feel of how the base is before we start venturing off and doing stuff. So I'll probably look at doing that at some point. But like I said, I really want to get to the space rocket now. I mean, there's just so much to do in this game. So much. The possibilities are endless. And now I'm messing about with this whole programming side of things. It's just, the possibilities are endless. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking, right, I need to work on this. But I can, in theory, take what I've learnt there and use it up there, like by turning the filtration devices on. The fact that you can batch write to something. All I'm going to do up there is read the tank, read the pipeline, and as soon as it senses any pressure in the pipeline, tell the filtration units to turn on. Start filtering. Happy days. So, yeah, this is all switched off now, which is perfect, because that's not needed anymore, and it's emptied that room. Pressure's still coming out of there, and temperatures are normalizing in here, so the pressure's coming up. It's perfect. Let's put a little bit more pressure in there before we go. Just a little bit more. And the reason why I'm using pollutant is because I don't really need it for anything, and it's meant to be a really good coolant. We don't need massive amounts of pressure in here, you just need pressure either side of the coolers. You need pressure inside the room, and you need pressure in the pipes in order to be able to cool stuff down. It's just that simple. And that is that. That is perfect. Right, yeah. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. I tell you what, in the comments below, pick a paint. What colour do you want? Let's have a quick look at the colours, shall we? Those of you that helped decorate Funky House, yeah, you'll know what colours we got. But I want this one, like some... We're not going to do Crayola colours in here again. We'll pick just one colour for the floor, and one colour for the ceiling, and one colour for the walls. Not like the Funky House. We can't have two Funky Houses. There's no such thing. So yeah, they're the colours. Have a little look-see, and let me know what you think that room should be, and we'll decorate it. And we'll throw some lights up in there, make it look all handy. And in the interim between episodes, I will probably build another solar array and get that wired up, and just do some general housekeeping. Not too much building, just housekeeping, before I see you guys again. But I'm happy with this. It works, and it works good. And the fact that it all came out of my head, which I'm more happy with. So, as always, I will see you soon, and take care.